Separated by 1 point in the table, it's a tangle tonight in Tennessee. Host 1 Knoxville with a 94th minute heroic effort at Fuego Sunday. 3 points in the table. A quick turnaround trying to navigate through the fortress back line of unbeaten Forward Madison. It's a midweek matchup between 1 Knoxville and Forward Madison tonight from Knoxville. We welcome you to Regal Soccer Stadium. I'm Ken LaVicka. It is USL League One on ESPN Plus. Here is the PIA USL League One standings. North Carolina and Charlotte all knotted up atop the table, 13 points apiece. Our two teams here tonight. 1 Knoxville, they have 7 points in the table just outside. An early playoff picture. Unbeaten Forward Madison with 6 points, only 4 matches in hand. 1 Knoxville led by Jake Keegan, 2 goals on the season. Keegan, formerly of Greenville Triumph, formerly of Forward Madison. He has come into Knoxville and he has become, in what has been an inconsistent attacking start to the season, certainly the focal point for this Mark McKeever coached bunch. Jake Keegan, explosive, can score at any time. Now for his former team, Christian Cheney has taken the keys of the attack. Cheney, ultra aggressive, a key pickup in the offseason for Matt Glazer. He is 1 of 7 in USL League One, along with Keegan, with 2 goals on the campaign. He's also second in the league, 14 shots. He will let it go from anywhere, and it just so happens he's flippy as well. Didn't land this year in Madison, but the aesthetic, it looked good. Going to be a fascinating one tonight. 1 Knoxville, Forward Madison, a Wednesday night battle in USL League One. How will it play out? We'll find out after this. This is USL League One on ESPN Plus.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
There you see our referees for tonight, and the headman is Jose Carlos Rivero. This is USL League One, presented by Coop Fiber. 1 Knoxville and Forward Madison for the first time ever in USL League One play. Let's get to our starting 11, and we will start by taking a glance at 1 Knoxville. This brought to you by UT Medical Center. It is a 4-4-1-1 for Mark McKeever. There you have Vowinkle, who had the game-winning assist Sunday at Fuego, and Jake Keegan as the forwards in the formation. Jessen Vanderplume, he had the game-winning goal. He was the hero in the 94th minute, finding the breakthrough for a one Knoxville team that was playing with a man advantage since minute number 9 in that match. Vanderploom able to finish with a right foot and pick up all 3 points for his side. Now Matt Glazer's forward Madison, a 4-3-3 for the unbeaten side. Onan up top along with Christian Cheney. He has 2 goals on the season. And Mauro Cicero joins the attack as well. The goalkeeper is Bert Shipman. 16 saves, USL League One. That is second in USL League One. He also has 2 clean sheets on the season. A forward Madison side that has conceded only twice here in 2023. Our injury report, that's brought to you by University Orthopedic Surgeons, exceptional doctors, exceptional care. And for one Knoxville, a pretty lengthy list, in fact. Thomas, Fletcher, Ross, Illich, all out tonight. As for forward Madison, no reported injuries. However, Mitch Osmond, who has started every game this season, captain last year for forward Madison, is not available for Matt Glazer. Forward Madison coming off of that dramatic, one Knoxville, I should say, coming off of that dramatic 1-0 victory at Fuego. Forward Madison, meanwhile, a 0-0 draw against Charlotte. The whistle of Jose Carlos Rivero, and it is a Wednesday night showdown. One Knoxville, forward Madison, and we welcome you here tonight on ESPN+. I am Ken Levicka, so glad you're spending your midweek with us. Regal Soccer Stadium, the campus of the University of Tennessee. One Knoxville comes into this one with 2 victories, 2 defeats, and a draw. Forward Madison, 1 victory. They have yet to lose here in 2023. 3 draws in USL League One play. First meeting between these 2 sides, one Knoxville was in existence a year ago, played USL League Two, won the South Central Division, made it to the conference finals before bowing out to Carolina Dynamo. Mark McKeever, the head man for one Knoxville, longtime college coach at the Division II level. And young Harris spent 19 years at that institution before being brought on to start this franchise here in Tennessee. You see a good portion of the field under shadows here as we start to get well into dusk hours just off the Tennessee River. Pretty challenging, grueling turnaround for this one Knoxville side after heading all the way out to California to find that 94th minute treasure trove, that victory over Fuego. Thanks to Yassine Vanderplum. With a long flight back to Tennessee, and here they are back at it Wednesday night. Into the attacking third for the first time. A cross is delivered by Waldeck right into the arms of Shipman, and that is the first time we see a goalkeeper involved here tonight. Derek Waldeck. That you just saw, the 38th cross of the season for the former Greenville Triumph man. That is 3rd in all of USL League One. Forward Madison on the move. Onan sprays it out to the right side. Stays on the left foot, but it's punched right at Lewis. A great opportunity for Cicero, but he blasted it right at the keeper. Mauro Cicero, nifty move on his left foot, was able to spring himself free of the left back Danny Fernandez, but Lewis well positioned and took it right in the chest. Lewis comes to one Knoxville via the USL Championship with Indy 11. Forward Madison, the Mingos in their familiar pink outfits. One Knoxville, they have an orange getup not being put in use tonight. Just 2 weeks ago, supposed to wear here on their home turf those orange jerseys. Tormenta came in, but Tormenta forgot its goalkeeper outfit at home, the one they were supposed to use, and so Tormenta used an orange goalkeeper shirt, which forced One Knoxville out of the uniforms they were supposed to wear and into these same blue ones you see here tonight. That was a 2-0 Tormenta victory here at Regal Soccer Stadium. 3,000 seat capacity. This is the women's soccer venue at the University of Tennessee. And Shipman will launch this away. The defense has been the key for Forward Madison here early in the campaign, at least in USL League One play. Forward Madison did concede 3 in a shocking second-round U.S. Open Cup loss to Chicago House. And Forward Madison aggressive early. Cheney able to blast it off the back line. Sean O'Hearn of One Knoxville. It'll be the first corner of the match, and it goes to the Mingos. Forward Madison, a 0-0 draw against co-tabletoppers Charlotte Independence on Saturday. A late evening match in the Wisconsin capital city. Here's the corner, high into the air, sails over everyone. Retrieved to the left of the box, and Forward Madison goes to work, but have to retreat. Onan decides to push it back to the midfield. Is floated back into the area, fight for it, contact. The referee says play on, and it's cleared away by the host side. Just 1 point separates these two teams in the USL League One table. That somehow snuck through. On the attack, Derek Guthart, low cross. It fell to the feet of Cheney, but then it's taken away, and the opportunity extinguished. Some desperate defending for One Knoxville. Now they're trying to hit on the counter. This played up ahead, Keegan. Keegan on his left foot, tried to go top shelf, sailed it over the crossbar, but a creative, ambitious idea. As One Knoxville has its first real opportunity of this Wednesday night. It is perfection here in Knoxville. 65 degrees at kickoff. As you can see, bright sunshine. There is not a drop of rain in this forecast. Expected lows tonight of right around 40, but we won't be experiencing that. This will be long over by that time. Waldeck pushes it to the middle. A blasted cross, nowhere near where it needed to be distributed by Sean O'Hearn. One Knoxville gives away a throw-in to Forward Madison. Well, you talk with Mark McKeever, and he likes the shape of the attack for One Knoxville. He likes the effort and the creativity of the attack. What he doesn't like is the conversion in the final moments that are the difference between wasting an opportunity and scoring on a great opportunity. One Knoxville, a 9% conversion rate. That is 11th, second to last in USL League One. Able to play that through was Forward Madison. Onan has been busy trying to distribute to his fellow attackers. One Knoxville back the other way, and Jake Keegan is dispossessed Isidro Martinez. One Knoxville, however, far and away had its most efficient attack of the season Sunday against Fuego. Second meeting of the year between those two sides. 18 shots, 7 of them on target. A vast improvement for this Knoxville club. Prior to that, previous 5 matches, including the U.S. Open Cup loss, 8 shots, 1 on target. 20 shots, 3 on target. 10 shots, 2 on target. 13 shots, 3 on target. And 11 shots, 4 on target. So the 18-7 efficiency number, that's an improvement. That'll make Mark McKeever a happy head man. Well, Knoxville has spent some time in the attacking third here so far this evening through just over 10 minutes, but no shot on target to show for it. Vander Plom will push it back towards the center circle, and then sloppy play, out of play. And forward Madison looking to rush to get a throw-in in. Gebhardt simply defers to his back line. Now Gebhardt along the touchline. High press here, 4-1 Knoxville, trying to force forward Madison into a mistake. Well constructed, Gebhardt on the move. Here's Gebhardt. Onto his left foot. Gebhardt has to retreat momentarily. Curls. Stops at the edge of the area. Gebhardt, can he make something of this possession? Gebhardt, step over. Gebhardt, did he draw a corner? The answer is no. After all that, Gebhardt simply just launches the ball into the pine trees behind the goal. That is disappointing. For the now forward Madison veteran in his 3rd season. Gebhardt, 84.5% on his passes connected last year. Dependable, typically dependable, a native of Blue Hill, Maine. Derek Waldeck will distribute back into play. High ball near side. Gebhardt comes over to play that across the touchline. And a retrieval coming for Jordan Skelton. Last played at NCFC, North Carolina FC. They are even with Charlotte Independence at the top of the USL League One table. As we close in on 7 weeks complete in this USL League One season. Not the cleanest of clearances, but job done, at least for now, for forward Madison. And Jalen Chrysler tracks it down, and it's worked to the far side. There you see that University of Tennessee logo at the top of your screen. Again, this is the women's soccer complex here in Knoxville, right on campus. In fact, it is University of Tennessee Student Night here tonight at the One Knoxville match. Discount for all Tennessee students. On the run, Villalobos. Step over. Some pace on this cross. Nearly able to pick out Vowinkle just a bit out of the reach of his forehead. It'll be a forward Madison throw-in. Right idea, though, for One Knoxville. It was Waldeck. Sized it up well. A diving Vowinkle just could not get on the end of that. And it looks like Vowinkle may have committed to going airborne just a bit too early. This is sliced away from the end line. Knoxville's done a real nice job of staying on possession for a large portion of the opening 14 minutes. Forward Madison now on the ball. Forward Madison, this only match number 5. The 4 completed matches is the least number in USL League One, along with Northern Colorado. Here's Macias. He has that cross deflected. Staying in, though, is forward Madison, working hard to keep possession. Contact outside the area. And the referee says, let's continue to play. Forward Madison pleading, thinking they had a direct free kick on the way. It was Onan who went down about 20 yards from goal. Macias. This forward Madison club traveled yesterday from a cold and rainy Madison, Wisconsin. Talking with Matt Glazer yesterday is his 2nd year as this forward Madison boss. He said, yeah, a lot of our work today with rain in the forecast, temperatures in the 40s. Going to be a lot of indoor, a lot of film work. There's a foul called. That is our first of the match, and it comes 16 minutes in. It's on 1 Knoxville. These weather conditions a lot better than what the Mingos were experiencing on home turf over the last couple of days. Jacob Kroll. On to Gebhardt and back to Kroll. Kroll out of Austria. This is his 3rd USL League One side. Has been with Union Omaha and FC Tucson. FC Tucson now in League Two. Gebhardt running for it. Screened off the ball. And Lewis comes up to catch it on a hop. After all that, Lewis trying to punch that ball out of trouble. Ends up giving forward Madison a throw into the midfield. And you get a look at Derek Gebhardt. He started all 5 matches for forward Madison, including tonight. He's fouled as O'Hearn got a bit too physical along the touchline. Gebhardt has a goal and an assist for forward Madison. You see Matt Glazer in the foreground. Now heading off the right side of your screen. You see through Martinez. Try and find a forehead or a leg here in the area. Martinez lines it up and blasts away. This is curling into the box, headed to the back post. Trickles back outside the area. Back in with a left foot. Bouncing dangerously. Contact in the box. And Lewis comes up to finally bring it into his body. Mauro Cicero thought that he was dragged down in the 6-yard box. No whistle, no stoppage, certainly no point to the spot, and we play on. There were a lot of bodies, and that ball was floating dangerously in the mouth of goal. One Knoxville, after surviving that, has it right back. Here's O'Hearn. O'Hearn didn't get a ton on that cross, and it's chested to Shipman. Let's look at this sequence here for forward Madison just moments ago. There's that left-footed cross. Takes one hop, and there certainly looked like Cicero grabbed by the arm and spun to the turf by Jalen Chrysler. I think Cicero may have had at least a bit of an argument. Not enough there, though, for the referee, Jose Carlos Rivero, to, in his mind, deliver forward Madison a penalty. Man, Mauro Cicero, you can see why he was a bit perplexed at the lack of action from the referee. Certainly looked like he was grabbed and spun around. He had every right to that ball, and he was taken away from the ball. Here is Derek Waldeck on the wing, just like he likes it. And he'll head up the pitch, and One Knoxville trying to construct something out of the back. Kelly trying to force it up ahead to O'Hearn, who was making a run up the right flank, and well over his head, too much power and out of play. Year number 1 in USL League One for One Knoxville. 2 wins, 2 defeats, a draw. One of those victories that triumph on Sunday in that 1-0 win over Fuego. Fuego went down to 10 men in the 9th minute. Here's a giveaway. As One Knoxville's working hard to win back possession. Kelly, nice ball to the outside. Right-footed delivery, only to the edge of the box. Chested down. Potential handball, not called, but then a foul on One Knoxville. As Cicero was sent to the surface. It's called on Vowinkle. Vowinkle and Cicero had their ankles tangle up. Vowinkle also had the arms outstretched over Cicero's back. Pretty easy call right in front of the referee. As we suspected here early, not a ton of high-flying attacking action from either of these sides. One Knoxville with that 9% conversion rate, 11th in USL League One.
2023 presenting partner KUB5
forward Madison,
much
better. They're 10th in USL League One with a 10% conversion rate.
To enter, visit KUB5 buy concessions and merch. The drawing
Jake
will
Keegan
take
called
place
for a foul.
at halftime, and we will announce the winner in the second half. I repeat, to enter, you must visit the KUB5 10 buy concessions and merch. The drawing will take place at halftime.
Isidro Martinez. He's going to push this forward. The chase is on. And Kelly, the first man there for One Knoxville. Nifty back heel, but it's unable to be concocted into anything, and forward Madison back into the attacking half. Gebhardt. Blasted forward. Offside is the call. Onan was ahead of the defender as that ball was delivered. Select the official match ball supplier of USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com For the latest select products, specials, and more, select the player's choice. Well, several teams in USL League One, it has been a struggle early on to find goals. Just up until the weekend, Richmond Kickers really fighting it after having the #1 seed in the postseason a year ago. And arguably the most complete attacking talent in all of USL League One heading into 2023. Chattanooga Red Wolves, the runners-up in USL League One last season. They had only 2 goals to show for all of their troubles going into Saturday, and then they ended up breaking through for 3 in the second half, including 2 in 2 minutes in a 3-1 victory over Lexington. So it's only a matter of time for a lot of these clubs, still very, very, very early. 2 of the clubs that have been hit with a bit of cover on the goal syndrome here in the early going are squaring off against one another here tonight. One of 2 matches in USL League One this evening. We'll keep you updated on Charlotte and Greenville from the Queen City as we progress through the evening. You see one of the unique features here at the Regal Soccer Stadium, that burn with a bunch of fans sitting on it, upper right of your screen. It is a cozy facility here at the University of Tennessee. This is headed back to forward Madison. There you see a collection of the fans that have come out here. And 65 degrees at kickoff. There was a bit of a breeze, but it is ultimately extremely comfortable here on this Wednesday night. Good turnout here at Regal Soccer Stadium. Still in the final semester here at the University of Tennessee. School not concluded yet here in Knoxville. That'll happen in a couple of weeks. Gephardt, that was a bit lackluster playing it back. And that leads to forward Madison just having to urgently distribute out of play with one Knoxville looming over the proceedings. And they throw in, get the possession back. Not the greatest sequence of focus there for the visitors from Madison, Wisconsin. This is punted up to the edge of the area. Handled without much issue for forward Madison. Gephardt, though, dangerously giving it back. O'Hearn delivers across. This has pace! And it's headed out of play for a 1 Knoxville corner. Well, forward Madison a bit lackadaisical, a bit haphazard in the back here over the last couple of minutes. And it's led to a set-piece opportunity for 1 Knoxville. Derek Gephardt has been nearly a one-man
Fans, get on your feet and make some noise.
Why 1 Knoxville has this opportunity. Some indecision. And it'll be O'Hearn with an in-swinging corner. He sends it in, and a whistle ends everything. And a foul. Jalen Chrysler getting a talking to. He doesn't agree, but the referee, Jose Carlos Rivero, said, a bit too aggressive. Let's head back down the other way. Chrysler's going to plead his case now to Christian Cheney. think Christian Cheney has much sympathy. Been quiet tonight for Cheney. 2 goals on the season for forward Madison. He hasn't seen a lot of the ball. Kephart. That is a good hustle from Isidro Martinez. Now a run up the far touchline. Stephen Payne put the brakes on, and then his delivery trickles into the box and right back to one Knoxville. Good 1-2 movement there. This is well done out of the back for one Knoxville. Some room to roam here for O'Hearn. O'Hearn on the end of this ball. O'Hearn lays it off to the right side of the box. Waldeck wanted to play it back. It bounces right back onto his feet. The flag is up. Offside. O'Hearn, Vanderploum, Waldeck all starting to look dangerous now for one Knoxville. This has been a good last 4 or 5 minutes here for the host side. You see Vanderploum pushing it onto O'Hearn, but the flag had already gone up as Vowinkle was a bit early on his run. Sean O'Hearn. It comes to one Knoxville via New England Revolution 2. Revs 2 now in MLS Next, formerly of USL League One. We are past the half-hour mark here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Regal Soccer Stadium. Ken Levico with you. One of 2 matches Wednesday night in USL League One as we head into the month of May. The opening May matches of the year in USL League One. Currently no score. Also in the 31st minute in Charlotte between Charlotte Independence and Greenville Triumph. Charlotte banged up. 4 regulars out of commission tonight, while Greenville, which has been suffering a string of injuries, have had to start several teenagers in the opening month and a half of the season. John Hark's side is starting to get healthier, starting to return some of the ammo from a team that had heavy expectations per usual in USL League One. They've gotten off to a bit of a slow start, but reinforcements are arriving. O'Hearn to throw it in the attacking third for one Knoxville. Sends it to the edge of the area. Kelly trying to track it down, but it's blasted out of any sort of danger. Well, out of his goal is Lewis. Right back to forward Madison it goes. Touched on. Macias decides to hold up play. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club's on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+. It's also the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. It's ESPN+. You're watching this one here tonight on ESPN+. Here's one Knoxville. Waldeck left foot! Wide of the goal. Well, Waldeck certainly put a charge into that one. Shipman committed to it. That was decisive from Derek Waldeck. And it sailed wide at the last moment. That did not miss by all that much. Still have yet to see, though, a shot on target tonight for one Knoxville. Keegan had a shot, Waldeck had a shot, neither have found the target. But Burnt Shipman certainly had to think about that one. Shipman coming into tonight, second in USL League One in saves with 16. That is 16 off, though, of the pace that's been set by Charlotte's Austin Pack. Right-footed attempt. A tricky short hop, and Shipman handled it like a pro. After Matt Volwinkle gave it a ride from distance. Actually, a pretty nifty play by Shipman. That could have easily, we've seen goalkeepers get crossed up on balls like that. Burnt Shipman has come in, and Matt Glazer, his background is goalkeeping. Shipman has already shown that he has been a worthwhile pickup in the offseason. Last year, forward Madison was able to grab Raiko Razarena on loan from Tampa Bay Rowdies. Here's one Knoxville. Right foot! That's wide. Still can't find the target, but tantalizingly close for one Knoxville. My goodness. Oh, here's a bad giveaway. The flag is up, however. And offside goes Jaden Onan. And one Knoxville. They are flirting with a goal. That was laid back nicely by Jake Keegan. Volwinkle just off the mark. Here they come again. O'Hearn tracks this down and has it under control. O'Hearn onto his left foot. As it skirts the edge of the area. Swung in, headed away. Gebhardt. Now Kroll. And a goal kick on the way. But I mentioned Burnt Shipman. He played in the Thai League in the 2022 season. He's made 3 appearances for the Philippines national team. But Matt Glazer opted to go with Burnt Shipman this season, as Rosarena went back to Tampa Bay Rowdies. Rosarena is the younger brother of Tampa Bay Rays star Randy Rosarena. Forward Madison, though, wilted down the stretch, even with Rosarena in goal last season, and finished at 7 victories, 11 defeats, and 12 draws. Just never got the offense going. The attack, especially in the final 7-8 weeks of the season, really struggled. And Forward Madison, a very disappointing 9th place finish after it looked like they were destined for the postseason. That just out of the reach of the right toes of Matt Volwinkle. And it falls to Shipman. Back-to-back 9th place finishes for Forward Madison. Finished 9th in 2021, and Matt Glazer took over last season, finished 9th, and a complete roster overhaul here in 2023. Only 4 players on last year's roster made the cut here for the 2023 edition of Forward Madison, which, even if it hasn't been offensively pretty, makes unbeaten in the first 4 that much more impressive. This is still a group trying to gain some connectivity with one another, some familiarity with one another, trying to get to know one another, and through 4 matches in league play, they're unbeaten. A collision in the middle of the pitch, and And down to the turf in pain is Danny Fernandez. So Fernandez is going to get checked in on. Again, our referee, Jose Carlos Rivero, assistant referee, Jared Mosher. The third referee is Hillis Waddell III. And fourth official, Amin Hadjic, who we'll hear from in a few minutes to give us our added time situation. And there you see the collision. Certainly nothing purposeful. A bit aggressive, but not purposeful. Fernandez trying to plead his case that at the very least there should be a card, some sort of punishment. Jose Carlos Rivero appears to disagree. Fernandez, a native Spaniard. Looks like he's nursing a bit of pain in his mouth area. Looks like he might have taken a little bit of a shot also under his right eye. 41st minute. And we have yet to see anything find the back of the net against two of the least efficient attacking sides in all of USL League One. And in the opening nearly 2 months of this season. Long ball forward, and there you get a little taste as to why. Both teams with 5 goals on the season. One Knoxville comes into this one playing one more game than forward Madison has so far in 2023. This is chopped forward. Keegan. Volwinkle pushed it to his left foot, but he gives it away. Dispossessed. Good defensive play by Isidro Martinez. Reinforcements coming here for forward Madison as one Knoxville gets its defensive shape. Losing his footing was Cheney, and it rolls out of play for a Sean Lewis goal kick. Matt Glazer earlier this week, when asked what was it about Christian Cheney that appealed to you, and he said, hey, he's just extremely aggressive. He is a veteran presence at 28 years old that would serve our attack well, someone that you can certainly build around, and that has been the case. He's not afraid to shoot, came into tonight 14 shots. He scored twice. Led Fuego FC in goals and shots taken a season ago. And he's going to be integral to forward Madison's success, especially as we head towards the summer months. Waldeck in the middle of the pitch. Off to his left for Fernandez. Villalobos. He couldn't connect, but sloppiness. Volwinkle gave it a ride, but it's blocked out. Kelly able to retrieve, now O'Hearn. He chunked it off his right foot. And then that can't get through as Keegan was gonna try and shield off his defender, never got to him. Heading into the late stages of the opening 45. 1 Knoxville, 0 forward Madison, 0. O'Hearn retrieves that loose ball. We have an injured forward Madison player writhing in pain on this natural surface. This is swept back on to forward Madison's Gebhardt. Gebhardt able to split 2 different 1 Knoxville players, and now this will be launched out of play so the injured player can be tended to. And looks like a right foot that's being clutched. So out comes the Forward Madison training staff. Try and see how this developed. Tough to see exactly what took place there, but Macias is in a lot of pain with that right foot. Not quite sure if that injury would have occurred as he slid to the turf or if he caught a boot after he'd concluded that awkward move to the ground. Has a bit of a lip, but doesn't look like it's anything that he won't be able to overcome. The 23-year-old from London was in the 4th division of German football last season. SSV Ulm. Was with QPR over in England from 2012 to 2019. Now here in the States. And he is in the midfield. Matt Glazier's 4-3-3
The board official has indicated a minimum of 2 minutes of first half stoppage.
We're gonna have 2 minutes of additional time here in the opening half. Both these sides have, to an extent, loosened up the back lines. But we await a shot on target. For one Knoxville. At Forward Madison, anything they put on target has been right at Sean Lewis. The goalkeepers have not had to work particularly hard here this evening. Gephardt able to deliver that into space. Now a long ball forward, over the top. Chested down, right foot, Cheney right on to Lewis. Flag was up anyway, he's offside. We are past the midway point of this scheduled added time. Lewis blasts this forward. One Knoxville in the attacking third here in the waning moments, and now they're not. And Shipman able to come over and play it. Shipman simply is going to sidewind this into the midfield. One last gasp here for Forward Madison. And there is the final whistle here this opening half. Well, certainly some attacking ideas from one Knoxville and Forward Madison, but the execution not quite there, and that has been the story on the attack for both of these clubs so far in this 2023 campaign. It's off to the locker room. One Knoxville, Forward Madison, 0-0. After 45 minutes, we'll come back and we will start the halftime show. Quick turnaround, trying to navigate through the fortress back line of Forward Madison. No score at the break. On the right side. We'll see if these coaches will make any changes at halftime. We'll see if they can unlock the goal door in the second half. One Knoxville, Forward Madison. It's USL League One on ESPN+.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Oh, that one a good strike, and he finds the back of the net.
For Ownby. Ownby cuts it back. Ownby's cross to the back post. Dead! How about that start from Louisville City?
Oh my goodness!
No score, one Knoxville and forward Madison here at Regal Soccer Stadium. The month of April was Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, and a great time to bring to the forefront the battle that Irvin Parra of Northern Colorado Hailstorm has been waging, his own personal battle. Let's learn Irvin Parra's story.
I'm pretty sure everybody around right now wants to know like why I'm not playing and whatnot. I'm battling cancer. Got diagnosed with testicular cancer, February 6th. Right away, my oncologist told me that I needed surgery. On February 13th, I did my surgery. Through the scans and everything, it looked good. So I could have returned to play. So that's why I was back in preseason, with the team and whatnot. But unfortunately, my oncologist called me again. I had to go in to get a PET scan. And so once I did the PET scan, the results came in that, cancer was spreaded. So then I had to do 3 cycles of chemotherapy, which is what I'm currently doing right now. So far, so good. I've been taking the treatment quite well. There is some rainy days, just like there is some sunny days, I love to be out there, and even play 10, 5 minutes, Sometimes, life just gives you certain obstacles that you have to, be patient. It's been quite difficult, to be honest with you. I mean, this is all I've ever have done in my life. The game is temporary, and for me right now, I see life a little bit different. Honestly, I have one goal, and that's to get back to 100% health. I'm pretty sure everybody wants the same. I know once I'm at 100%, I kind of showed last year what I'm about.
Good chest down in the shot. Oh, what a goal, Irvin Parra! You kidding me? That's what that man can do.
The t-shirts, that was being given out to the players in the warm-ups. It was just something that I'm never going to forget in my life. I genuinely feel that they're playing for me, since I'm not there to play for them. I'm really proud of that, I'm really proud to know that I play a big role in this organization and in this team. Honestly, what I learned about myself these past few months is I didn't know I was that strong. Like I didn't know I was this strong. That's it.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Oh, that one a good strike, and he finds the back of the net.
For Ownby. Ownby cuts it back. Ownby's cross to the back post. Dead! How about that start from Louisville City? Oh my goodness! Oh, that one a good strike, and he finds the back of the net. For Ownby. Ownby cuts it back. Ownby's cross to the back post. Dead! How about that start from Louisville City?
Zeros across the scoreboard. 1 Knoxville forward Madison halftime. USL League One news and notes. Good news from Northern Colorado. Stadium update. The scoreboard's installed. Turf field laid at Future Legends Complex, and they're going to open their home stadium May 27th, just a few weeks away. North Carolina, best start since 2011's NASL season. They're on top of the table for the first time since joining the league. And the team they share the top of the table with, Charlotte, trailing tonight. USL League One Team of the Week. There is your Player of the Week, Noe Mesa. He had a brace on Saturday for Union Omaha, including a beautiful bicycle kick goal. Forward Madison has Osman and Martinez on the Team of the Week. Osman, though, not available to play tonight. O'Hearn and Vanderploum for 1 Knoxville on this Week 7 Team of the Week. Let's go to the scoreboard. North Carolina FC, a 2-1 victory over Greenville. Triumph on Saturday. Chattanooga Red Wolves, a 3-1 triumph over Lexington. That also Saturday night. There's that Union Omaha decision, a 3-2 victory over Northern Colorado. Richmond Kickers 3, Tormento 1 in a match that was delayed due to weather. Knoxville and Fuego on Sunday, 1-0 to the men from Knoxville. And right now at halftime, Greenville leads Charlotte 2-0. And now the upcoming schedule. 3 matches on Friday. Richmond plays host to Union Omaha, 7 o'clock, just a half an hour later. Tormenta travels to Chattanooga, and then late night, 10 p.m. in California, Fuego and NCFC. And then next Saturday, Greenville and Richmond. Lexington hosts Charlotte. North Carolina has forward Madison. One final break in this halftime. Second half on the way. No score. 1 Knoxville forward Madison. It's USL League One on ESPN+.
Oh my goodness!
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
1 Knoxville and forward Madison deadlocked at 0. There were some highlights, some close calls in the opening half. Let's go ahead and take a glance at them here. Wednesday evening football on the campus of the University of Tennessee. Forward Madison had the first good opportunity, but a left-footed attempt for Mauro Cicero right into Sean Lewis. Easy save. And that opportunity went by the wayside. 1 Knoxville back on the other end. Jake Keegan decided to give it a go with a left foot just at the edge of the area. That sailed high. Forward Madison, about 8 minutes later, would be back on the attack. Perhaps Mauro Cicero had a case for a penalty to be called as he was dragged to the turf by the arm by Jalen Chrysler, but the referee said play on, and they did. 1 Knoxville moments later with this cross from Sean O'Hearn. And that was able to earn 1 Knoxville a corner, but unable to take advantage of the set piece was the home side. Minute number 33, 1 Knoxville back at it. Derek Waldeck. That was knuckling, but trailed away from goal at the last moment and headed wide left, and we remained scoreless. Minute number 35, 1 Knoxville still coming. Vowinkle sprays it wide of goal. 1 Knoxville really forced the envelope, but still looking for a way to break through and put it into the back of the net. Your numbers from the opening 45, 6 shots for 1 Knoxville, 1 has found the target. Forward Madison, 2 shots, only 1 on target. 54% possession for 1 Knoxville, while forward Madison comes in at 46%. 3 offsides called against forward Madison, and we have yet to have a booking in this match. So looking for a breakthrough. 1 Knoxville, forward Madison, as they try and fix their offensive woes and come up with a big 3 points at the table. 1 Knoxville trying to string together a winning streak. That would be their first in USL League One. Forward Madison trying to remain unbeaten. We have a substitution here coming out of halftime. And so 1 Knoxville will go to its bench right away. We're back underway in this second half. So forward Madison has the substitution at halftime. Coming on is Andrew Wheeler Amunu. And Aiden Macias comes off. Macias suffered a right foot injury in that first half, and so Matt Glazer takes him off at the half. And Wheeler Ominu will come on in the midfield. Ominu is now featured in every match this season for forward Madison. We are 0-0 as the lights start to take effect here at Regal Soccer Stadium. Ken Levicka with you. Week number 8 in the USL League One season. Greenville and Charlotte also in action at this moment. At last check, it was 2-0 in favor of Greenville. Natural turf surface here at Regal Soccer Stadium, the home of Tennessee women's soccer. So again, if you're just joining us, both sides have 1 shot on target, and forward Madison goes to the bench at halftime. Aiden Macias, who we believe taken off because of the right foot knock that he suffered in the opening 45, giving way to Andrew Wheeler Amunu. 27 starts last year for forward Madison. Here's Waldeck. Oh, that nearly gave one Knoxville the advantage. That was a cross that started sailing, heading upper right, and Shipman had to swipe it away. An opportunity out of nowhere. That's going to be a shot on target. Look at that. And Shipman, with the quick reflexes, was tracking it the entire way, and with a swipe of a right hand, kept us 0-0. So Waldeck, for his efforts, will handle the corner duties. A left-footed in-swinger. Knoxville has had more opportunities in this match than forward Madison, and now they have more shots on target. Waldeck, low, bouncing, and punched away and out of play. Over the ad boards on the far side into the burn. And that Derek Waldeck cross-turned, nearly spectacular goal. It was a piece of wizardry. If I were him, I'd just claim it and say I meant to do that. O'Hearn turns and sends it back into the one Knoxville defensive half. Far side to near side, Waldeck battling for it. And this is going to be blasted back to play by Timmy Mell, and now a whistle as Onan took a tumble to the turf, and we're going to have our first booking of the evening, and it's going to be O'Hearn, Sean O'Hearn, the first to see a yellow card tonight in this match.
A yellow card issued in the 50th minute to number 40, Sean O'Hearn.
You see Onan, it's clipped along the left ankle. That was clunky from O'Hearn. He didn't fight it. So O'Hearn goes in the book. That is the 19th yellow of 2023 for one Knoxville. It came in third most cards, third most yellows in USL League One. So that total climbs here tonight. More contact in the midfield. This time it was Keegan getting tied up with Amunu, the newcomer to this match. He pops right back up. It's a forward Madison free kick. Gephardt. Tried to slide a pass through. Came right back his way, and now it rolls across the touchline, and one Knoxville will throw it in. Referee says, no, you need to backtrack, keep walking, keep walking. Sean O'Hearn obliges, and now he'll throw it in. Long throw into the attacking half, and Ford Madison will do it again. Kickoff temperature was 65 degrees. Now shadows descending upon Regal Soccer Stadium. The breeze has picked up a bit, and we're flirting with the 50s now at this point. As you see some jackets and blankets starting to be broken out here in Knoxville. Angelo Kelly. Now Waldeck. Quickly poked back on to Fernandez. Now Skelton. Good ball forward. Villalobos feeds to Waldeck. Waldeck tackled off the ball. Strong defensive play by Timmy Mell. And one Knoxville back to work. Villalobos. Here's Villalobos. Tried to play it back. And Mell once again on the ball and will send it across the touchline. Sean Lewis involved for the first time in the run of play. The veteran one Knoxville keeper, now Skelton. Dispossessed by Onan. Forward Madison wanted to get out into a counter situation. Now here they come. Gephardt tried to chip it. Lewis wanted it down. And then contact in the area. And a card comes out. And it's going to be Cheney shown the card for trying to embellish a dive. So Cheney shown yellow after a phenomenal save by Sean Lewis, denying Gephardt.
53rd minute to forward Madison number 9, Christian Cheney.
Chrysler immediately looked at the referee and said, he's acting. The referee agreed and showed Christian Cheney the yellow. Cheney laughing in disbelief. So some drama in the 54th minute. Sean Lewis comes up with a huge stop on a Derek Gephardt attempt. Lewis adjusted well. He had committed to ground and able to make the save with his right hand. Both keepers have made fantastic saves here in the opening 10 minutes of this second half. Onan punches it back. Work back to Onan. Into the area. Could not find the head of Cicero. It's retrieved by Amunu. Now Gephardt nearly scored just moments ago. There's some real estate here for forward Madison to work with. Mel. And this opportunity ends. One Knoxville has marked particularly well tonight. Cheney had 3 defenders flanking him as Mel tried to thread that needle. That was never going to find the target. Lewis pressured by Onan. And Onan does well to force the turnover. Amunu. Will have wanted to have done better. One Knoxville patiently coming out of the back. The C's part. Villalobos. A run on the right side. Here's a shot. Was it deflected? The answer is no. It's a goal kick. Frustration for Sean O'Hearn as he hits the turf in frustration. The USL on ESPN. Paco Craig leads Miami FC into Kentucky to face Josh Winder and the reigning Eastern Conference winners Louisville City FC. Don't miss the start of the new season of the USL on ESPN Saturday, May 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. It's the USL on ESPN. Jay Keegan trying to backtrack here for one Knoxville. Martinez spraying it up the near side to Payne. But it's won back by one Knoxville. And now Keegan. Able to battle and finally poke it free where Kelly retrieves and one Knoxville hoops it in the attacking half. It's been tough to get out on the counter for either side. Both defenses have been disciplined, able to get back and find their shape. Knoxville. Danny Fernandez tried to force the action for Madison. Snuff that out. Now, frustration, I'm sure, starting to set in a bit for forward Madison. Coming to this match with 5 goals scored, a 10% conversion rate. Here's a giveaway. Kelly on to Vowinkle. Back heel, good idea, Angelo Kelly. Wanted Waldeck. Waldeck overran the ball. Waldeck daps up Kelly, though, and says, good idea, and it results in a corner. This was creative by Kelly. Waldeck just a bit late there. Looked like he overran it initially in real time, but in fact he had put on the brakes. So here's one Knoxville with Waldeck. Short corner. Villalobos pushed it back on to Waldeck. And now O'Hearn. That was never going to find it through that pink wall. Played back into the mix. Knifed down. Gephardt. Able to handle that cleanly. But for forward Madison, they're coming off a 0-0 draw against Charlotte, where they had 17 shots, 7 on target, couldn't score, had a 59-41 possession edge, had an 83-75 passing accuracy advantage, and had a 6-2 corner win. Still nothing to show for it. And forward Madison having issues here in the second half, especially even getting goal-scoring opportunities. One Knoxville, the team with the second to lowest conversion rate in USL League One, has had better chances tonight than the visitors. When Knoxville has some bodies starting to warm up on the touchline for Mark McKeever. Seba Andreasen looks as if he's about to come on. We are past the hour mark here in Knoxville, Tennessee, Regal Soccer Stadium, USL League One on ESPN Plus. I'm Ken Levica. 1 Knoxville 0, forward Madison 0. Glad you're spending your evening with us here as one of these sides looks to finally plant one in the back of the net. Take the cover off the goal. We didn't expect this to be a high-flying goal-scoring affair, and that's exactly how this has played out. Jacob Kroll coming up the left flank. Kroll lays it off to Gephardt. Gephardt onto his right foot, splits defenders! Oh, that's blocked down, heroic defending. Onan had it for a moment, and then one Knoxville able to come out of the scrum with the possession. One Knoxville throwing bodies at the ball defensively. Now bodies hitting the turf in the midfield. A frustrated Matt Glazer. We saw him throw his arms into the air wanting a foul called against one Knoxville. That's going to roll out of play. This opportunity for forward Madison was set up brilliantly by Jacob Kroll. Then Gephardt splitting defenders. And that was Jake Keegan sprawling to the turf to take it off the back of the head.
Number 19, Sebastian Andreasen.
So Seba Andreasen, here is the substitution for one Knoxville. Matt Vowinkle's night has come to an end. So the Norwegian, and the product of the University of Central Arkansas. He will take his place atop Mark McKeever's 4-4-1-1. Speaking of McKeever, it has been quite the last couple of weeks for him. Right before the one Knoxville match against Tormenta back on Friday, April 21st. McKeever spent the week in Scotland as he's working on his UEFA coaching license, looking to get certified. So went from Tennessee to Scotland, spent the week there, got back in time to be on the touchline for Knoxville and Tormenta. And then right after that, won Knoxville, headed to California, took on Fuego Sunday, that 1-0 victory, and then right back here from that match Sunday Pacific time to this match Eastern time here in Knoxville. And as he said this week, I don't know where I am, I don't know what day it is. I've been in 8 time zones in 10 days. But he has put together a stingy, stubborn, aggressive 11 here tonight, regardless of whether or not he knows where he is or where he's at on the calendar. After this one tonight, one Knoxville won't play again until Saturday, next Saturday, home match against Northern Colorado Hailstorm. For Madison, meanwhile, they will head back home, and then next Saturday they're on the road once again against table-topping North Carolina FC. For Madison in the defensive half. Oh, this is a very strong turn from Lunu. Here he comes. Full jets on display to Gempart. Left of the area, he's forced out of the box. Now this is punched into the middle. That's towed away by Kelly. One back by Gempart. Left foot this time, that's popped up into the air. Kelly heads it away. And off to retrieve. Jacob Kroll. Off to the right side, Mel. Good ball through. Onin. He couldn't come up with it. One back by Fernandez. He'll clear, and perhaps more here for one Knoxville. Andreasen. That's a good ball forward. Villalobos. Villalobos. He's frustrated. Nazim Bartman is next up for Matt Glazer off the bench. Mauro Cicero will say goodnight. So the Venezuelan gives way to the South African, Nazim Bartman. Second most goals scored for forward Madison in 2022. And he makes his third appearance of the season. One of 4 forward Madison players that returned from that 2022 campaign. Bartman had a USL League One Player of the Week honor bestowed upon him week 10 of last year. And he has an early touch here. And he deposits it into the ad boards on the far side. The chase is on. Andreasen had it play off of his knee and out of play. He does not like the decision made along the touchline, but his protests will be made in vain. Amunu able to push it forward. Now Bartman. Onan. That was a pretty good ball. Stronger tackle, better tackle by Fernandez. As he came over, challenged Payne, won that battle.
The winner of the KUB Fiber.
Forward Madison will have an opportunity, though, in the attacking half. That is a very good recovery defensively from Danny Fernandez, able to track it and keep it away from Payne. It is a corner for forward Madison. Isidro Martinez stands near the corner flag, left arm into the air. And here's the ball. Headed outside the box, retrieved. Amunu. Now to Bartman. One Knoxville on the move into the midfield. Got Eric Linehouse. He's on the verge of coming on for one Knoxville. Andreasen trying to recycle that ball with Waldeck. And it is simply pushed out of play by Mel. Here comes Jan Eric Linehouse, former Louisville City man.
Exiting the field for one Knoxville in the 70th minute.
So a 70th minute substitution. The hard-working Sean O'Hearn on a card will come off. His night is done. And Linehouse takes over that right back position. Waldeck. Put it on to Kelly. Now Andreasen fighting through traffic. And did he earn a corner? He did. That is well done by the big-bodied 6'5" Seba Andreasen. Didn't throw himself to ground. Didn't try to embellish a penalty in the area. Instead kept his feet and earned a set piece. Derek Waldeck, always active. A pivotal piece of this one Knoxville attack. Delivers the corner, out swinging, headed high into the air. But kept into the attacking third. Job not done yet for forward Madison. Kelly battling for this ball for one Knoxville. Finally, this will be delivered out of play. Contact, whistle, card shown. And this is charged to one Knoxville. Is it Kelly? Want to make sure we have the proper player identified. It is. Angelo Kelly has been shown the card. So I said he was working hard for that ball, working a bit too hard. And he is in to Jose Carlos Rivero's book. Angelo Kelly, a native of Honduras. I'm sure you've seen the Honduran flag a couple of times at the top of your screen in that burn. Perhaps an ode to Kelly. Forward Madison, can they find a way to break through? Spinning, twirling, Onan. Waldeck says enough already. And then the foul on Onan as he rode the backside of Waldeck. This Regal Soccer Stadium was dedicated in 2007. The original home of Tennessee soccer, built here in 1996, but that entire venue was taken down and rebuilt, redone, reimagined, and then rededicated in 2007 as Regal Soccer Stadium. According to early plans, this is not anticipated to be the all-time permanent home for this one Knoxville franchise, but certainly in the meantime serves as a great home field. Onan, bit of a hurdle job to keep possession. Forward Madison looking a bit brighter here on the attack in the last several minutes. But again, no great opportunity to show for it. The best chance for Forward Madison in this second half came courtesy of Derek Gephardt trying to chip it over Sean Lewis, but Lewis was able to bat it down with the right hand, and a free kick on the way here for the visitors as Cheney was tripped up from behind. Bit too far out to challenge Lewis. See what Forward Madison does here. Isidro Martinez, the Brownsville, Texas native, surveys his options. The 2015 Gatorade Texas Boys Player of the Year as a high school player. And he pops this to the left side of the area. Who did that carry him off of last? And the answer is one Knoxville's Jordan Skelton. Cheney was battling for that ball and immediately motioned to the referee, hey, it went off of number 4, and so Forward Madison will have Martinez retreat to that far corner flag. Minute number 75. Scoring chances few and far between. Martinez in swinger. Bartman, and he shanked it off his right foot, and he holds his hands to his face in disbelief. Will have wanted to do better as he screams to the heavens. The ball had an awkward spin on it as it approached Nazim Bartman. Perhaps could have taken a touch and instead tried to blast it. And he put it off of side netting. Long ball forward. The chase is on. The chase is won. Jake Keegan, left foot. Pop back on to Keegan. He's going to try this again. Sets up shop. Delivers it back post to no one. And Gephardt will track it down for Forward Madison. Nice and easy out of the back. And Crawl blasts it away. One Knoxville with the throw-in. As Chrysler hit the deck, he's a bit hobbled. He collided with Onan. A little bit of a grimace there from Jalen Chrysler, formerly of Richmond Kickers. But he gets himself back into the mix. Waldeck, who else? Looking to whip this into a dangerous area from distance. Stands over it, hands on hips. Here's Waldeck. Good pace on this. And a corner. Not handled cleanly. And another set piece, this time from a much more advantageous area for one Knoxville. As that was put off the head of Stephen Payne and into the pine trees. Waldeck looking to in-swing. Dangerous looking ball, but again, handled well by Forward Madison. Amunu that time. This is sent into the night sky and out of play.
For any students returning to Cool Beans,
getting later and later in this one. And we continue 0-0. Andreasen, heavy touch. Able to get on the ball, however. Sprays it to the outside. Into the box. Fought for. And a corner is won again by one Knoxville. Mel put it high up into the air, and Shipman knew he wasn't going to be able to catch it and haul it into his chest, so wisely just tapped it over the bar. And Danny Fernandez is down on the pitch, and he's clutching at the back of his head. So a training staff visit. And he got clipped the back of the head. I believe that was Wheeler Amunu who made the contact. We'll see if Mark McKeever is going to make a move to bring him off. And now we're checking out the leg. Villalobos comes over to check on his teammate. And now Fernandez is up. Well, who's going to be able to figure out this puzzle? Who's going to be able to find enough of an opening to score? And who is going to step up? So Gabriel Claudio, Hinga Selemani, and Kyle McDowell are all coming on.
Substitutions in the 80th minute. Exiting
Claudio.
Knoxville, number 13, Danny Fernandez. Entering number 55, Gabriel Claudio.
So Gabriel Claudio comes on. Danny Fernandez, the injured party, will
Number 18,
come off.
Entering for him, number 3,
Kyle McDowell will replace Derek Waldeck. And then Selemani, we'll see who he's coming on for.
Also exiting number 14, Jimmy.
And the answer to that is Jimmy Villalobos.
Number 9,
So Selemani, McDowell are all on. Claudio as well. And now here comes the corner from McDowell. An early opportunity to contribute. And he delivers the corner to the top of the box, blocked down, the 6-yard box. A plea for a handball, the referee said no, and forward Madison able to push it forward. Gephardt trying to chase it down, and Angelo Kelly will head it out of play. Now that looked dangerous for a moment, but it was a wall of pink lined up at the 6-yard box that kept that from at least testing Shipman. That's been the defensive identity for Matt Glazer. This team, it looks like here early in 2023, is going to go as the defense goes, and the Ford Madison defense has gone. Only 2 goals conceded on the season in League One play, and that is why they are unbeaten through 4, maybe 5 in just over 9 minutes time. This is hooked to the top of the box, taken care of, and a foul. This is Onan, I believe, who has been shown a card. Is it Onan or Gephardt? We do know that Chrysler took the knock.
A yellow card issued to forward Madison, number 17, Derek Gephardt.
And it is Gephardt.
In the 82nd minute.
So now 2 forward Madison players on a yellow. It's Gephardt and Cheney. One Knoxville has 1 player on a card. Still out on the pitch, Angelo Kelly. Sean O'Hearn was the other, but Linehouse replaced him about 10 minutes ago. This is headed back, but a whistle and play stops and a foul is called.
Exiting the field for forward Madison in the 83rd minute.
Matt Glazer is headed back to his bench.
Entering number 2.
Wolfgang Prentice will bring Derek Gephardt off, so there goes one of the yellows for forward Madison out of the game. And Robert Screen will relieve Stephen Payne. So Payne comes off. And there's Wolfgang Prentice, the Redondo Beach, California native. Forward Madison was trying to get Screen involved right away. That was read well. So we've got some fresh legs on the pitch here for both sides. And we have just over 5 minutes left, barring additional time, to see who can come forward and put one into the back of the net. Is it going to happen? We'll find out. One Knoxville asking some questions, and here's a corner. Good, stubborn work there for Jan-Erik Leinhos.
No one Knoxville, corner kick. Fans, let him hear you.
Kyle McDowell, a Scotsman out of Virginia Tech. Last time he took a corner, outswinger. This time it'll be an in-swinger for the left footer. McDowell backtracks. And his delivery, high soaring into the area, through the legs of Claudio. And you hear the referee's whistle as Onan comes up a bit lame, trying to get back down the pitch. A card in the hand of the referee.
Yellow card in the 85th minute for one Knoxville, number 55, Gabriel Claudio.
And Gabriel Claudio has earned a card after just a couple of minutes of action. And you've got to think that Onan, that's a bit of the reason why he came up hobbled, as he tried to race down this natural surface. So Claudio's in the book. It is Greenville Triumph 3, Charlotte Independence 0. A message sender for Greenville. Greenville Triumph closing in on the 50th win in club history. That is the first USL League One team to the half-century mark. So history tonight in Charlotte for Greenville Triumph. Well, that was kept in play. And now on the turn, the referee says play on. My goodness, there was a ton of contact. Nazim Bartman was tied up with Gabriel Claudio. It's back on for forward Madison. Blasting through and earning a corner is Christian Cheney. And heading down in a heap is Jordan Skelton of one Knoxville. He took the worst of that. He's going to limp back as forward Madison looks to get this set piece off with Isidro Martinez. Martinez stands over it, hand in the air. His delivery. Off the head of Kelly. Knocked him into the turf for a moment, and we're going to see Martinez do it again. Same spot in the corner. Here it comes, middle of the box. Kelly heads it away. Bartman has forward Madison back to work. Left foot, floating, hanging. No issues for Skelton. And it's liftoff out of the box. Taken back on by Prentice. Is Prentice going to get there? Yes, he keeps it in play. Prentice trying to make a turn. He'll distribute back out to the left flank. Punch back in by Bartman. Now it's on to Onan. Ford Madison starting to rack up some possession here, but none of it matters if they can't score. Wolfgang Prentice into the middle, And at the last moment, it was Linehouse able to push it out of play. That threatened to link up with Christian Shaney, who was lurking. And then a foul. Sean Lewis delivers this high into the air. Bounces to the edge of the box. It looked like it went off of two different arms. And a throw-in. I mean, it looked like a pretty clear and obvious handball. Against Selemani of One Knoxville. One Knoxville, though, gets the throw-in in the attacking third. They'll take it. They're not going to dispute that. McDowell, long throw into the 6-yard box. High in the air, Shipman tracking, punches away, and hands away a corner. It looked like he had more than enough room and support to catch that, and instead punched it across the end line for a set piece in minute number 90. Interesting decision there for Burnt Shipman. So here's McDowell, left foot. Can One Knoxville get another late one? Not there. This will roll on to Vanderplout. He was the hero against Fuego. Left foot, back post, headed into the area. Shipman has to tip it back beyond the end line again. Another corner coming, getting nervy for forward Madison. McDowell's going to want to hurry. We don't have an indication of added time yet. Fans stand here in Knoxville. McDowell blasted into the box, headed up into the air, and now it's a goal kick. Claudio got a head on it, but not an awful lot to it. There was Shipman, who had to, in the previous sequence, keep it out of harm's way, concede the corner, but forward Madison able to come out of that unscathed. Then it is 4 minutes of additional time, 4 extra minutes here in Knoxville. Darkness has completely descended upon this pitch, and these two sides have 4 minutes to see if they can break through. Now the onus on forward Madison. They're in the attacking half. Nazim Bartman has his pocket picked. Can One Knoxville get out on the run? Bartman pushed down. Selemani, foul is called. One Knoxville trying to hurry it up. That ball took a weird hop onto Kelly, and he gave it right away. Just gave it to Bartman, and he gives it right back. This is very uninspired attack here from both sides. Heavy legs here late. Chrysler gives it a ride. The chase for it, left foot. Selemani sprays it out of the area. It's taken back in the midfield by One Knoxville. But given away in the midfield. Is that going to be costly? Boy, there are a lot of bodies hitting the ground, a lot of contact. The referee saying, keep going. Kelly lays it off. Keegan, back to Kelly. 1-2 with Keegan. Now McDowell. Into the middle, Keegan, right foot. Punched up into the air. And a foul is called. Whistle stops play. There has been a forward Madison body in the way of almost every shot that has some sauce on it here tonight. Keegan, the windup, and went off the leg of Brotherton. No particular hurry here for Shipman as forward Madison is closing in on a 5th match in USL League One play and a 5th unbeaten result. They'll take the road point. One Knoxville scored in the 94th minute at Fuego Sunday. They're going to do it. It might have to happen in the 94th minute here. They need the ball first, and forward Madison is not making anything easy. He's had a little English on it. It's a goal kick despite the protests of Christian Cheney. We're inside the final minute. Last chance here. And a frustrated Sean Lewis. He looks on as there is an inopportune stoppage here. We have a forward Madison player down. Forward Madison looking to see this through to the 1 point on the road. Eric Connerty will take Isidro Martinez off. So now we're certainly at the death here in Knoxville. So there's the substitution. We are past the 4 minutes that were tacked on to the end of the 90. Will one Knoxville be afforded a chance to try and possess this ball past the Sean Lewis goal kick? The answer to that is no. They've called a foul. I thought we had heard the final whistle. A foul was called by Jose Carlos Rivero. And so one Knoxville will have the chance from Yassine Vanderploem to blast this as close as he can to goal. Vanderploem puts his right foot into it. This will reach the edge of the area. Headed into a safe spot. And Wolfgang Prentice will send it into the attacking half for forward Madison. Will forward Madison get an opportunity on the attack? Here they come. Prentice up the touchline, kept it in play. And a throw in for one Knoxville. Almost assuredly that's going to do it now. It appears as if we are destined for a 0-0 draw in this one. Here's the throw from Linehouse. And now a whistle and a foul. We have had a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppages here in the last 4 or 5 minutes. And especially here in additional time. Last gasp for the visitors. This is sent to the back post. Headed in towards Lois, and he had to tip it out of play. And we're going to at least have a forward Madison corner before all is said and done. Not finished yet. All right, Bartman sets up the corner for forward Madison. Can they steal 3? Bartman with the corner. Kelly plays that. There is the final whistle, and things end 0-0. Got dramatic for a moment near the end for forward Madison. They remain unbeaten in their first 5. The road point for forward Madison, 1 Knoxville with a home draw. The offensive opportunities were few and far between. Some when-needed strong goalkeeping from Lewis and Shipman. The defense reigns supreme on this Wednesday night. 1 Knoxville, 0. Forward Madison, 0. And these two sides that were separated by a point in the table coming into tonight remain separated by a single point. For 1 Knoxville, now 8 points in the table. Forward Madison, 7 points in the table. We'll take a break, start the post-game show. 0-0 the final, 1 Knoxville and forward Madison. We're back after this on ESPN+.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Oh, that one a good strike, and he finds the back of the net.
For Ownby. Ownby cuts it back. Ownby's cross to the back post. Dead! How about that start from Louisville City?
Not for a lack of effort, but neither team able to find a goal, and one Knoxville plays to a home draw with forward Madison here on this Wednesday night at Regal Soccer Stadium. Ken Levicka back here with you. Let's go through the scoreless highlights from this match. 18th minute. It was forward Madison asking some questions. A delivery into the box, getting ripped down to the ground. But no indication from the referee. Was Mauro Cicero. Probably had a case that point to the spot should have taken place, but no dice. Derek Woldek with this attempt from distance. Headed wide left for one Knoxville. One Knoxville would get another chance, but trickling it wide was Matt Bowinkle, and it remained 0-0. 48th minute in this one. One Knoxville right out of halftime. Woldek, that was a cross, wanted Bowinkle, but then it started drifting, destined for the upper right. And a swiping, desperate save for Burnt Shipman. Forward Madison then with Derek Gephardt. Look at Sean Lewis. Committed to the turf, got his right arm up there. Gephardt went for the cheeky chip, and Lewis said no. Played on in the second half. This was delivered to the mouth of goal. Shipman tracking, tipped it over the bar, and it was a corner. We'll see again in a dangerous area, but it was snuffed out by Shipman with Selemani lurking, and that was all for the scoring opportunities. Your full-time numbers brought to you by CGI. One Knoxville back to its inefficient ways. 10 shots, only one of them on target. Forward Madison, meanwhile, 3 shots on target, 6 shots on the night. 54-46 possession edge for one Knoxville. 3 yellows to one Knoxville. Forward Madison put into the book twice. So 2 teams looking for 3 points. This was not to be on this Wednesday night. One Knoxville and Forward Madison draw, 0s on the board. Great work tonight from Brady Kajawa, his entire production team. I'm Ken Levicka. Your final score for a final time from Regal Soccer Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. 1 Knoxville, 0. Forward Madison, 0. This has been the USL League One on ESPN+. Good night, everybody. On to his right.
Copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.